So silly. All right, let's see. Can I do? I don't know how to. See if you can share it on your side. Okay. It's 9 o'clock. We're gonna get started. Okay. So it's 9 o'clock. Welcome everybody to our first Quench the Marriage Thirst. This is take one, the participant. So we're talking about from the participant perspective of going to a marriage conference or marriage event. Just because I got my hat on, y'all really can't see my face. But I got a special guest. Y'all know he rarely gets in front of the camera with your sister. So the husband is in the building. Y'all see we rocking. We ready for football season. House divided. So it's all good, right? So I'm gonna go over a couple things. Are people jumping on? Thank you for joining. Let's go over a couple things, honey. Okay, so I welcomed everybody today. I got my notes so y'all don't judge me. I have to write stuff down. My name is Martisha LaCroix. This is Marcus LaCroix, and we're the owners and chief Go Live specialists at LaCroix Events, where we help entrepreneurs and professionals create amazing live events on their budget. And so tonight we're talking about a new product we're adding to our empire. Is that what you want to call it? You can call it that? Okay. And so I'm going to give out this disclaimer. Y'all see we got t-shirts on. Y'all know I'm about business, but I'm going to be very, I was going to say, hey, Marcus, see what you're going to see the LaCroix. So everybody who know us know how we do. We're just going to be honest and hang out with y'all for a few, if that's okay with y'all. So just a few. You see how long I can get them to stay, y'all. I'm trying my best. Okay, so I just want to go over while everybody's getting on a couple of housekeeping things. First thing is, if you don't already, hey Tiff, if you don't already follow us on social media, you can go to LaCroix ET, and it's at LaCroix ET, LaCroixet, and that's on all platforms, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. It's the same name, so make sure you do that. If you're sharing any information from tonight, we want you to use the hashtag QTMT, which is Quench the Marriage Thirst, and you can use the hashtag LaCroix Events. So if you're sharing information, make sure you use those hashtags. Let me see. Oh, also, any married couple who has not completed the survey or wants to complete the survey, you can do so. Matter of fact, let me post it in here so you guys can, I'll post it in here so that you can get the survey if you're wanting to complete it and give us some information. We love great feedback about marriages because it's going to help us with what we're working on. And we'll talk about that in a minute. Also, if anybody's on here tonight who is considering hosting a marriage conference or marriage retreat, we have we can get your email address where you can kind of connect with us, and we'll tell you the upcoming things we have going on in the future for you. I want everybody to know this is open dialogue. So you're welcome to comment. You're welcome to please comment, because I need the feedback for our clients. And I'll tell you about what the Quench the Marriage Thirst is all about in a second. But we want your feedback. We want you to be honest. We want you to be open. Just, you know, my whole thing is be respectful and be open to other people's opinions, because the hosts are on here. So people who want to host conferences are on here too. So they need to know what you want as married people. Okay. I think I went over everything. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you what the Quench Your Marriage Thirst is all about. Me and this guy have been married. I feel like 20. Here we go. We've been married for 8 years. You have to ask us offline with the 21. We've been together 21 years. You have to ask us what that means later on. But anyway, and so we have both attended marriage events, and we've also, with the business, we have planned marriage conferences. And something that I'm adding to our development of the business is actually speaking with conference hosts who want to host a conference. A lot of people say, look, I want to do a marriage event. I want to do a marriage retreat, but I don't know how to start. And so one of the things that we're doing, which I'll talk about later on, is that we're going to actually have an event for conference hosts and people who want to host conferences. So that's what we're going to be doing later in the year. But this particular time, we want to talk to the participants because it's vitally important that we understand what you want. I was just thinking about that song by Drew Hill. Tell me what you want. I'm not going to sing it. Remember that song? So we want to know exactly what you want so that we can then fit the need. Because understand that people, we're all in different stages of marriage. You know, some of us still have kids at home. Some of us have kids in college. Some of us are empty nesters. And so you want your marriage need to be met. A marriage does not get fed. It does not grow. A marriage does not get invested in. It will not last. That's just the reality of it because life happens and it happens to all of us and it comes at us fast. And so tonight, that's the dialogue we want to talk about. We want to talk to married people and we want to just hear what you have to say about marriage conferences. You've been to one, want to go to one. Again, we want you to fill out the survey, so I'll make sure I post that in there. And so this week we're talking to participants. Next week we're talking just the host to kind of get them a perspective of what they need to make happen. Because I think that what we miss out, you can chime in here, baby. What we miss out on is that I think from three different minds. I think from a planner, I think from a host, and I think from a participant. Because at the end of the day, they all go together. Everybody's perspective is different. Okay, so you ready to get started? So if you've attended a marriage conference or you haven't attended a marriage conference, let me put this sidebar in here. A retreat and a conference are two different things. So I'm not even going to get into the depth of the difference, but there is a difference. Even though people tend to use those words interchangeably, they are different. But if you've attended one or haven't attended one, just put in the comments yes or no, whether you've attended a marriage conference or not. Kind of want to get a feel about who we have on here. If you say, look, I'm wanting to be a host, you can put that on there too. That's fine. And while y'all doing that, I'm going to talk about a few things. So let's talk about my pet peeves. Okay, let's talk about my pet peeves, child. Okay, my first pet peeve is I have people who don't tell the truth on the survey. Like, you know, this really gets me. You come to an event, you don't like certain things, and then you don't tell people that you don't like it. Like the food was horrible. You know, that's a deal breaker for me. Like, you know, the food was nasty. I may not come back. I'm gonna tell you right now, I just may not come back. But then when you're asked the question, you know, okay, Lorraine says she's attended a marriage conference, had a great time. Okay, thanks, Lorraine. Anybody else? You attended one?
I attended one.
Okay, well, tell us about your experience. I'm sorry.
My thing is people, my pet peeve. That's what I want to talk about.
Okay, talk about it, babe. Talk
people
about it.
Who want a 5-star hotel on pocket change.
Okay, let me tell you what messes it up, though. Okay, here's the thing about me and hotels, right? Because, you know, I have to look at both perspectives, okay? I don't feel if I'm paying my hard-earned money that I need to be in Motel 6. And I'm not, listen, let me say this. Motel 6, they're rebranding. They're doing a lot of great things, so I'm not downing them for their market. But I'm saying you're asking people to pay $400 or $500, and then you put them in the Motel 6. Nobody's doing that. I don't think that that's realistic. I don't think that, you know, I should be there. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I need to get bang for my buck. I think that's where a lot of hosts fail. It's like, you know, I want to give you all these things, and you know, I see it all the time. It's like I want to give you all these great things, and then I realize that I didn't meet the budget, so now I'm gonna cut back. Well, the reality of it is your integrity is now on the line when you don't commit to the promise, right? That's number one. Number two, you don't take the time to scope the hotel. That's a problem. You know, marriage should be cultivated. Don't put me in no bunk bed. I'm just not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm telling you right now, you can count me out from attending. I'm not doing it. Don't put me, I'm not against certain locations, but I'm telling you, marriage should be cultivated. And, you know, I'm telling you, put me in a comfortable bed if you want me to have sex. I'm going to tell you right now. Because that's the whole point, right? The whole point is you want to drive intimacy. And so location, okay? Now, I get it that a lot of people, and I think this is vitally important, you know, you want to pull people from the distractions of life. And so in some cases, people are like, I'm not going to have a conference in Atlanta. I'm not going to have a conference in Miami. But there are great locations in those cities that are not in the actual heart of the city that are still great for conferences and retreats. We saw them when we were down in Atlanta the other week doing site visits. They're great locations, but at the same time, I don't want to be at the summer camp. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not, that's not going to get me excited. I'm not going to want to be romantic. I'm not going to want to communicate. You know what I'm saying? I think that people are looking at locations and they're looking at the cost factor, but they're not looking at what you're trying to drive. And again, the best business is repeat business. The best business is word of mouth business. And I'm telling you, especially with an event such as a marriage conference, that is a deal breaker all the way. You know what I mean? So there are times when I'm like, okay, I'm picking location, like, oh, Tish, we should do this. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do that. That's not a great location. It's just not going to make people want to come back. And that's what you want. You want people to come back. My age group, they're doing a life, like their own career. So you have to make sure it's, drawing me to what I want, what I need. Tell me we're going to the Marriott, but I'm not paying JW Marriott prices. And that's the other side of the coin too. I love the Marriott brand. I love the Omni. I'm all good for a Westin, a good W hotel, a little, they're nice, right? But the component we don't tell people is that when you go to the JW Marriott, guess what you're going to pay for? Internet, water, in the room, all of that, housekeeping, parking. So are you including that in the cost? And I think participants are looking at that like, okay, you charge me $500 and now I got to pay every night to park. I'm not doing that. Driving for, and that's another thing too. I think we're not looking at the distance. Everybody doesn't want to drive. I'm a driver, but if you put me at that 4-hour mark, I'm harking on flight, train. I'm just not going to want to drive, because in the summer heat, those of you who are in South Carolina know how hot it is right now. That heat in the car is not fun. It's just not, it's not motivating. So what else you got, honey?
We're going to talk about the actual event, like the classes that we do.
You can talk about that. I'm going to put this note right here. And this is really from a participant perspective. That's what we're talking about tonight. So if you want to throw questions out there, you want to put comments in the comment, please put that there. From a participant perspective, I want to talk about this too. A lot of times, and I'm going to talk from a working married couple perspective, a lot of us are not taking private vacations with our spouse. So I guess I'm going to kind of teach it a little bit and tell the truth. We're not taking private vacations with our spouse. I love my kids too. I love them, but William about to be out. Well, he already out. He won't be technical, but at the same time, and I get it, people have small children, but at the end of the day, you still have to cultivate, you still have to nurture your marriage covenant. And at the end of the day, that's first. And I understand, like, you're not talking to someone who don't know what it's like to raise kids. You're not talking to someone who don't know what it's like to have to do the balance. So if you have to make a choice, I read an article years ago, if you have to make a choice between being with your spouse or doing what your kids, you need to pick, listen, churning, they can go to the park. We can go and catch a room around the corner, hang out. I think that's just so vitally important. But I just want to say this right here. I think that we don't sometimes take that break to be with our spouse. I heard somebody tell me that the only time they get vacation, this is real stuff. People were telling me the only time they get to take vacation with their spouse is when they were going to marriage conference. And so I'm making my business with and if anybody's on here who's attending a marriage conference we've helped plan, I'm making my business to put it in a location where there's great things to do, where there's great places to eat, where there's ways you can relax and hang out and not feel like, I'm not really getting away. Which brings me to my next point, because you wanted to talk about. Okay, I'm not gonna steal it. I'm not gonna steal it. Death by power. That's what the military do. But that's where they get it from. Death by power. And here's the thing. Hey, Miss Kathy, how you doing? Here's the thing. I'm all for sessions. I think sessions. I've seen this. I've attended conferences. I've planned conferences and events. Here's the thing. You should never. I said it earlier today. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to use the same example I use today. You take a marriage group to Jamaica. You said, look, we're going to do our retreat, our conference, whatever, in Jamaica. And Jamaica's a beautiful country.
Very nice.
Oh, man, let me need to go back, chat. Beautiful beaches, waterfalls, great food, things to do, right? And so you said, we're going to have an event at whatever, let's say, the Montego Bay Resort, the one, let's say the Sanders, when they got conference rooms there. Okay. And so you do 4 days, 3 nights. People are excited to be there. And then here's what you do. You kill them with being in sessions. I just don't understand. Like, there's so much more outside of these four walls. I would not come back. I'm not saying that the nuggets aren't good. I'm not saying that you shouldn't teach. I'm not saying you shouldn't talk. But don't take people to beautiful locations, great cities, and then have them sit in a conference room all day. That's a waste. That's a waste of time. And if you're a participant, I'm telling you, I encourage you, if you go to a marriage conference or retreat, do what we call the shoulder dates. Come in a day before the conference. Stay a day after, that you cannot spend quality time with your honey outside of everybody else. If you can do it, come in a day early. You know, a lot of times, like I said, I can only speak for me and for the LaCroix Events brand. A lot of times we put those in our contracts. So we have it to where if you want to come in early on the rate that we pay or stay a day later, you can do it. And so I think that that's the issue, is that we don't balance as a host the time in the classroom and the time that they get to spend with their honey processing the information and just hanging out, because a lot of people don't get it. There are people in my age group taking care of their parents. They still have kids at home. They're still working full-time jobs, you know. So I think that you have to understand that this is the only break they may ever get with their honey, where they can process, where they can, you know, retreat together. This is the only time they get. So don't make your classes impactful, but don't have them for long periods of time. I'm going to the other thing too. You seem about to go there, but hold on, before I go there, I'm saying build in that free time. I think free time is so important. Number one. Number two, be creative. And I'm just going to throw this little nugget in here. I'm going to talk about it later, but the Quench Your Marriage Thirst, that whole event, I'm going to show you how to build in free time. I'm going to show you how to take an activity and make it the lesson. They ain't ready for that. They're not ready for that. I'm going to tell you it's going to work. Okay, and then the other component I was going to that I'm going to backtrack to, honey. Classes being too long. Child, I thought I was in, you know, the economics class I took in undergrad. Child, you know, I get bored real quick. I mean, you're not keeping people. Do I got to take it there? Take it there. You know, I don't need to be in it no hour and no half. Like, you know, let me take that back. Let me take it like this. And I'm going to say, use this piece of paper. Let's go and use our imaginary mind. Say this is the itinerary, right? And you have on their class is from 1 to 1, let's say 1:40, let's say 2 o'clock, 1 to 2. We should not be in there at 2:45 and you still talking. Participants don't want that. No. That's not even for marriage. This is for conferences in general. You know, I've been to conferences. I'm gonna tell you, this is real stuff. They had the clock on the floor when I went to the conference in Chicago, right? So you got 30 minutes. At the 25-minute mark, the music started playing. Wrap it up, because your attention span. I'm tired. Like, I've been in sessions all day. I don't want to do all that, right? But here's the thing: if you are impactful in your 45 minutes. They're gonna want to stay. I'd rather people want to stay and not leave than me to keep them there and thank you. You know, then keep me there for long periods of time. And I get it. Now, I'm not gonna talk about my pastoral friends, you know, because I'm not even gonna go there. Not gonna go there tonight. But I'm just saying, people. 45 minutes. Stick with the time frame. As a planner, we put buffer time in there. We done gone 45 minutes over the buffer time. I'm like, people are ready to go. And here's the thing. What if they made reservations for lunch or for dinner? You done messed that all up. You know, you don't know. You done messed it all up for them.
They took leave off work.
They took leave off work to hear you talk for 2 hours. And I still got 3 more sessions to be in with you. That's not cool. It's not. Don't do that. You did that before too. I'm not going to bring it up. I'm not going to bring it up. So, I mean, I think my time is valuable. It's just so valuable to me. And if the ultimate goal is to grow the marriage ministry, when I say ministry, I mean this right here. You know, you and your honey, that ministry that you have went into covenant with, if that is the goal, I need to be spending time with this one. Okay, give me the nuggets. Give me the nuggets. And let me go and process and work these nuggets out. Because at the end of the day, we all can have the same toolbox and the same materials. But you may build a boat. I may build a house. Somebody may build a car. We're going to all build it different with the same nuggets. Yep. Okay? So it's just, I just think we need to, I'm sorry, but I think we need to talk about that time constraint. You know, and here's another, I'm going to put in that whole session thing that I've come to understand. People don't want to hear you lecture for 45 minutes. That's just not going to work for me. Like, give me an activity. Some breaks. Whew. People need people need an activity, and understand everybody don't think the same. I know I'm talking a lot. Y'all can definitely put your comments in there, talk about it. Everybody does not learn the same. As a teacher, we have to learn to incorporate learning styles. I found out I was doing a survey that I learned by hearing, right? And I thought about, I learned by, hold on, I'm reading the thing. Okay, I'm gonna read your thing, Lorraine. I learned by hearing. Some people I learn by hands-on too. You know, I'm not good at just letting you talk to me. You're gonna just, in my mind, I'm gonna tell you this true story. Remember, I was taking them classes on campus. Now I went to online school. Then I went to class at Midlands. I promise y'all, 10 minutes in the class, he teaching. I'm not saying nothing wrong with him teaching, but I was like on my phone like this. I got emails to send, sir. I got work to do. I got appointments I need to. It's just gone, right? And so you have to incorporate all of it. People want hands-on activities. If we're gonna talk about budgets, me and my honey need to be having our sheet, writing this down. You know, but we need to talk about this. Where can we cut bleeds? Okay, you know, let's cut. It should be a joint activity. So I think it's so vitally important that you incorporate activity, Q&A. What else? Activity, Q&A. And lecture. It was something else I want to say, but it's cool. Now, Brian say, hey, Fluke say, hey.
What up, brother?
Let me see. Before I go on to the next thing, you got a comment coming through?
No.
Okay. Let's see. Somebody said, what do you suggest a good amount of class time is like? And then, okay, so it depends on how your stuff is set up. Okay. Everybody sets up things a little differently. I think 45 minutes is enough. I really do. I really do think you can do a lot in 45 minutes. Now, we do give a buffer of time, so I normally kind of do about an hour because the next session one starts at 15 minutes after. Give people a break, give them minutes to process the information. I think that if you do a 3-day event, now, when I say 3-day, that doesn't mean 3 full days. I think that Friday, for the most part, if you do it, whatever that is, so I say Thursday, Friday, Saturday run, you should be done. You can be done by 1 o'clock. And I'm the type of chick, I probably incorporate lunch and we be done by 1 hour to see y'all till Saturday. Like, I just think that you can just be done at 1. You can get 3 good sessions in there and be done at 1 o'clock. I don't think you need to be there all day. I just don't think that you can, you know, strike fight and get to the point, you know, and have your seat and let's move on to the next session, right? Because the ultimate goal is that you want to give them enough where that it stirs up something, but don't slow it back down. Hope that answers your question. Let me see what else. Anybody? Any other questions? Someone said they had a great time attending a marriage conference. Was that one that we did? Whoever attended that marriage conference? I think that was Lorraine you wrote on there. Okay. All right. We want to have fun. Okay, so let me tell you about fun. Now, fun to the LaCroix is not fun to everybody else. So, you know how we're a little different, right? But there's some creative ways you can incorporate fun, fellowship, and still get education, okay? So what did we do? We've done a couple of different things. So we've done meet and greet where we play games.
Scavenger was pretty good.
We've done a scavenger hunt. We've done scavenger, and this is how to work. I'll tell you how to work. So we've done, and someone said I love fun. We did a scavenger hunt, and it kind of worked as a dual win-win for me, well, for everybody. So what we did was we took a list of questions, and we gave them clues. And so basically, they had to go throughout the city we were in. It was different things like historic. It let them learn the city, and it let them spend time with their spouse. Okay, and so in the interim of it, for every one that they did, they had to post it to social media with the hashtag. And of course, I went on and pulled the hashtags to see, and that's how we gave away the half-off marriage conference for the next year. And that works in the favor of, okay, let me tell you, it's a 3-way win. You ready for this? Okay, so this is really important for y'all conference hosts. Number 1, it won for the participant because it made them be with their spouse and have fun doing it. Okay, so you kind of like forced fun, but not really, because they really enjoy doing it. So those who attended the marriage conference when we did it, tell us if you had fun doing it. But it made them be with their honey because they had to take a picture with their honey and whatever they had to do. Okay, I'm a hand talker, so y'all forgive me. So that was one thing. Number 2, for the conference host, it promoted their marriage conference. Okay. Real stuff. We've doubled in participants with certain events because people were talking about it on social media. Where are you? What you doing? Y'all having fun? I want to go. That's what it does. So that's a win-win right there, right? And it wins for me as the event planner because they're talking about what LaCroix Events is doing. So it's a three-way win. Everybody is winning on doing it. So use activities as a way to not only promote your events, but your people are having fun and you're incorporating what you're doing during the conference.
I agree. Plus, they get to see what's in the town, experience new things.
Exactly. Hang out. Do a local restaurant. When we go to Jacksonville, what's the name of that place? Mojo's 4. I shouldn't be doing it, but I'm going to tell y'all, there's this place in Jacksonville. Every time we go to Jacksonville, Florida,
gotta go with it.
We have to go to Mojo's 4. They have the best brisket. Sheesh, when we get there next week, hey, I'm going in. No, I'm just kidding. I'm going to go in a little bit, just a little bit. But I think the activities are cool. I think you can do anything. And it's all about the balance of it. When it comes to this type of event, people want to come. Let me say this too. And people won't openly admit it on open platforms, but all the surveys we've done were anonymous. And I thank you for all those who completed surveys. For those who want to do them, I'm going to post the survey in the list. But people are hungry for a marriage retreat, for a marriage conference. And you just have to connect with someone who knows how to help you take your idea but call the market. There are going to be people who are just going to come out of relationship. I have people that just come and hang out of relationship, who come to events, won't ever buy the products that I have, right? But they're going to come and support me out of relationship. But there are going to be people who say, hey, I'm going to come just to see, but I need to get them to come back. And that's what I'm working on. The comeback, the return client, the return customer. The person says, I went to marriage conference this time and I'm in expectation of what you're going to do next time. And that's the thing. You don't have to give them everything on the first run, right? You want people to come back. You want people to tell their friends, listen, I went to this marriage conference and it was thebomb.com. Right? I want to run into some. I'm talking about topics. I'm gonna tell you what topic I'm tired of talking about, and y'all can. I'm good to be judged. You know what I'm saying about this? I don't need to talk about sex. Like I think I'm good. I think I'm good. I don't. I think we need to expand our topic horizon a little bit. I think for people in my age group, who are under 40, I think we be getting it in a little bit. I think we kind of know what we need to be doing, how we need to be doing it. We're not lacking. But here's the thing: topics that we want to talk about. Now, y'all chime in now. I'm saying what topics we want to talk about. For women, sometimes let's talk about and here, let me put this plug in real quick. I'm all for separate sessions, okay? Not separate sessions to bash your husband, not separate sessions to bash your wife, but separate sessions that I can talk to women about women issues. So my husband does not know what it's like. Okay, can I be transparent for a second? My husband does not know what it's like to have a baby and then try to get my sexy back. But women who've been through that understand. Or how is it that I'm going to still be a wife, a mama, and still want to pursue my passions in my career field? Where do I get that kind of support if that's what I want to do? And I think we're not talking about it. You know what I'm saying? We're not talking about that. We're not talking about, I'm going through this empty nest situation where, my son is gone away and see what I'm saying? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about what men, I don't know what men are, someone said, thank you. I'm sorry. That's a good one too. Thank you for saying it. Blended families. And long story short, everybody knows or don't know, my husband legally adopted my son. But, as far as we know, we've been together, the birth certificate tell it, we've been together 21 years, okay?
He's not my son. I'm
not following you up tonight with that. But I'm saying, what is it like to blend your families together? Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm cool with the whole, listen, if we're going to talk about finance, let's talk about how I can make investments. Let's talk about something real. Let me sit up in my seat because I'm about to go in for a second. We're going to talk about finances. Tell me how to cut. Let's figure we're going on this investment. How we can have a multi-million-dollar home. Not just talking it out my mouth, not just confessing it with my confessions, but teach me tangible ways I can add streams of income to my house.
What am I doing to achieve
That's real talk. Like, you know, my budget, okay, this is the budget, but tell me how I can cut out things that we don't need. You know, I just think that's so important that you say, okay, get your budget. Finance is important. Okay, but walk people through these steps because everybody ain't talking about it. You know, we cut off the cable. We got one box because we don't even watch TV like that. We be so busy doing this stuff. You know, how to better communicate. Okay, what does that mean for you? You know, cause you know, me and my husband talk. This the homie right here. We talk. Everybody don't do that. So I just think that there's other topics to talk about. Yeah, they on their phone like, y'all not gonna talk about it? We be having a bunch of stuff to talk about. I don't know what, I mean, all kind of things that we want to talk about. I don't even understand, you know, or people who work together in business. I mean, I know my sister and her husband, they own a business together. We work together in business. Sheesh. Learning process. But I'm saying there are people that are going through that right now and they're trying to adjust and still have a balance. Like, how do you still do business over here, right? And then we do marriage over here. Like, some people don't separate the two. And we need to talk about it. That's important. You got something? You good? You good? I'm sorry. Oh, I mean, you know, let's talk about it. There are different things we can talk about. You know, I just don't think that.
Go ahead.
I just don't think sex is the only conversation. I just don't. And I'm not, listen, I'm not saying that, you know, people, I do believe though, now, you know, I'm very open. Anybody who know me know I'm open about it. But I just feel like there are other things we're dealing with in this life, like retirement plan, military people. You know, I was a military spouse and I'm still technically a military spouse. That balance, are we talking about it? Because real talk, let me go there for a second. For people who, military people, you know, that's my heart for military people. It's like, how do you still be you and still be like, they only know you as LaCroix wife? Like, you don't have no name now. You're LaCroix wife. Like, how do you not be sucked into his identity and still, I'm still Martisha LaCroix over here. Right? And I'm still his wife. That ain't changed. I'm still doing my obligations, but I got my own identity. How do I maintain my own identity in this marriage? Let's talk about it. Or even, you know, I don't know what men want to talk about. Tell me what men want to talk about, babe.
I mean, trying to balance family time and not work all the time. You know, I mean, I was always taught that's how you're supposed to do. You're supposed to provide. You know, the lights on. You know, people's at the home. Everybody's good. They fed. TV is on. I'm thinking I'm doing my job, you know, but, you know, you got to balance. It's bigger than that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you could chime in on that one.
No, I mean, you know, it's a balancing act. I think, you know, and there's no real balance for everybody. I think that all of our balances are a little bit different. Mm-hmm. You know, I think, you know, the truth be told, like I said it before, we all have the same tools, access to the same wood, but what we build is going to be totally different. And I think that we need to understand it. And here's the thing I want to say. I honor, I'll make this very clear. I've come from a lineage of 50 years, 60 years of marriage. I honor any and everybody who made it 20 years. I'm going to say it right here. If you made it 2 years, yeah. Because people is quitting at the starting line. You feel what I'm telling you? They're not even trying to get to 5. I know people, you know, I'm like, dog, like you just started yesterday and you talk, but you're going to quit. Like this marriage is not for no punk, man. You got to really be about this. And I'm telling you, it is work. So I really get offended a little bit now, just a little bit, for people who been married for like 20, 30 years, and then you try to discount those who've been married 5 years or 3 years or I celebrate. You listen. I'm just as transparent. Like, look, we was about to, I was like, shush, Lord,
this is
help us sister out a little bit. But I think we need to celebrate every avenue. That to say this, I see a lot of people who want to talk to people who you've been married 20, 30 years, trying to talk to people at the 7-year mark like they at the 30-year mark, and that just ain't gonna work. You know, you've overcome it. Talk to me from wisdom on my level. You know, that's what I'm saying. Talk to me from, this is how it went down. And this is how we overcame. Not know, oh, you're going to be all right. No. Talk to me from that. We had dear friends of ours who was calling. And I'm like, listen, I get it. I'm going to tell you how it went down at the LaCroix house. But you can make it. You know what I'm saying? You can make it. You know, I know about them post-deployment situations. I know about that retirement situation. So I just think that we need to understand that concept. When you're teaching classes, when you're talking to people who've not been married as long as you, have some humility, have some compassion. That you was at 7 years at one time too, and it won't great. I'm just being real. I'm just going to be honest. And I hear that a lot of times when I go to events. I get it. I honor 20 years. I think that's amazing. In this day, they're trying to get the 5. We hit 5. I was like, yes, we made it. And we got to 7. I was like, what? We doing it. Overnight. But it's all about work. I'm just saying. Let me see what else is on here. Yes, marriage is work. Let me see what else we're going to talk about. Let me see what else on my list. I got all our track. Following you up, Marcus LaCroix. Let me see. Anything else the men want? Tell me what else the men want. Because I know men, y'all tend to just be chill.
Relax,
truth be told, if I could be honest, the men are easier to please when it comes to conference. They kind of like, we just chill, man. Give us a good meal. Give us a little fun. We're good. Yeah. Right? But, I know how we do because I'm a female too. I think when you're talking about distance from locations, I think locations are awesome. Just be mindful how far you have it away. If people are going to drive, if people are going to fly. I think convenience to airport is always great because I'm all for getting on a flight, to go. Some people prefer to drive. I think that's good too. He's all about flying now with all the things we have going on. But I just think that you need to consider that. Let me say this too. Don't have an event in the city you live in. Straight up. Do not have a marriage event in the city you live in. You will lose participants. Let me tell you what they'll do. They'll be like, you know what? Can I get the
Why am I staying with you?
Yeah. Or if it's $400 and that includes hotel. Well, what if I don't need the hotel because I can stay at the house? No, ma'am. That's not the point. The point is you can get away with your spouse. So do not have it in a city that you live in. Never, ever, 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 ever do that. And also, you expose people to new environments. I'm so excited about the events we have coming up because next year, I'm not even going to spill the beans about one of the clients and their location for next year because they're going to be I'm just excited about it. But anyway, I just think that you need to find a new environment, find a crisp environment. I always say environment where you can flow, an environment where you can provoke something in the marriage, if that makes sense. I love, let me put this disclaimer here. In any host on this thing, please definitely note this. Don't go to the beach in the summer. If you're going to pay summer rates, that's just not cool. I'm all for the beach in the summer. That's why you don't go, because it's summer rates. I'm going to pay $5 for the same room I could pay $200 for or $100 for in November. October, they got an indoor pool. I can go to the pool. It's fine. It's fine with me. What else you got, honey? We did good. Anybody got a question, a comment? I'm going to talk about something else real quick, but anybody got a question, a comment? If you feel this was good, I hope you shared it. This is just us, man. Conversation we have all the time, and from an event planner perspective. Now I don't know if you can you probably can chime us because you know how I am from different intimate moments, and I don't mean just intimate like that, but you know what I mean. When I look at events, I always look at them from everybody's perspective, but I always fight for the participant. I think that we leave them out. As a host, sometimes what we do is we tend to say what we want, but we don't want to hear or listen to what the participant wants. You can still have all the same times. I'm all for seeking the Lord for what he wants to do at the event. I'm all for that. But you can still do that and incorporate it in the participant's way, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? I just think that what they need is important. And I got some great feedback from the surveys we did. I mean, people are hungry. They are thirsty for quality marriage events. I'm telling you, fellowship is important. I think when you get in a room with people trying to do it right, I think it just invokes you to want to do it right. I really do. I think that when you get in an environment of married couples who are, you see that they ain't faking it. You see they real about it. You see they honest about it. You see they really are a genuine couple. Their heart is genuine. All of that, I think it just really provokes you to want to do better.
I mean, you just don't want to waste anybody's time.
I don't.
You want to give them a lot for their money.
Bang for your buck. And people are looking at them, and thank you for bringing it up. People are looking for that. Don't tell me we're paying $500 and I can't. Let me say again. I'm gonna talk about my age group, and because I know I'm in this mindset, right? Especially those who have little kids. And when I say little, I mean anybody under 18 that's in your house. You still carrying your taxes, child, or you paying for college tuition. Okay, that people are looking at the perspective of what am I getting for my money? Is paying $500 worth it for me? And you can say all day, yes, invest in your marriage is worth it. I can say that too. I think it's a worth the investment, but they want to see in detail what that gets. Never overpromise and underdeliver. I always try my best when we put packages together for clients. I always underpromise and overdeliver. And I'm thankful to the Lord. There's never been a time that I've never honored my commitment. Anything we say that's going to be in that packet, it's going to be in that packet. Whatever it has to do, we're going to make it happen. And so I just think that you never should overpromise and underdeliver. And we're going to talk about that. I think that's just so vital important because people they don't want to hear that we ain't meet the budget. No, I don't hear that.
What does that mean?
What they got? I paid $500. What they got to do with me? I can't get my shirt because you ain't met the budget. I don't hear that. Because I'm going to tell you, real stuff. I go to conferences all the time. And that's what they're going. No, they're not. They don't want to hear that. They didn't pay thousands of dollars to go to this conference. I don't want to hear you need to take up no money to meet the budget, and I didn't get what you promised me. That's just facts. I'm speaking facts, okay, of how people look at things, and they want to make sure that this is worth my investment. Not only that, they're also going to look at what I want to invest again. Is this worth me coming back to? It's important. So vitally important. Anything else you want to add? I think this was a great conversation, honey. You gonna join the conversation next week?
Yes,
oh, okay, y'all. That's 2 times in a row now. I don't know if he's gonna do 3. 2 times in a row. I think I might reach my little limit. Okay. Anybody got any questions, comments you want to add? By all means, put it in the comment box. I hope this was great conversation, great dialogue. So while we're here, let me go ahead and talk about the Quench Your Marriage Thirst. For those of you who said, look, I want to host a marriage conference or marriage retreat. Again, I said it before, it is 2 different things. Even though we try to interchange the words, they are different in this realm. So here's what's going to happen. Next week, Tuesday, same time, same channel, same 2 beautiful things. We're going to talk to the conference host. And I'm really going to talk to you from perspective of some basic things of, what you need to do, some things you may need to add, choosing a location, just really basic things about what you need to do, about your conference, how to get started, how do you scope out a venue. We're not going to talk too long. I'm going to be answering a lot of questions. So if you know people, if it's a coach who coaches marriages, there's people that do it. There is a life coach that deals with marriage and relationship. If you are a counselor, if you are a therapist, if you're just a person like me, matter of fact, was it 3 years ago? I don't know if Shamika is on here tonight. We did a couples retreat getaway. It was so much fun. We had so much fun. So just even people said, look, I want to get a couple of my good friends who are married together, and we're going to come and go hang out. You can come do that too. We're all about that. Oh, wait a minute. I'm sorry, y'all. I thought I was scrolling. Y'all, my bad. Hold on. Let me see. Oh, thanks, Yolanda. Keep up the good work. So are you saying that this is a service that you're coming? Yes. Lorraine, yes. Which I'm talking about right now. So we're going to be launching the first official event. So this is how this works. I'm going to be teaching you in the actual event forum. So it's not going to be, I'm going to talk online. You're going to actually come to an event, and I'm going to lay it out just like you would do any type of conference, and we're going to have a good time. When I tell you we have a good time, I'm all about a good time and in a great environment. And I really want to stir up. I want you to leave there plan with your conference laid out how you want it to be with your theme. We're going to talk about it. I got some signature people that I work with who are going to be in the building. My signature decorator who does all my balloon work, Balloon King and Queen, she's going to be in the building. My signature graphics person. She's going to be in the building. We're even going to have some vendor tables for those people who have products that can actually help the marriage. I mean, things like, I have a friend on here. She's on here. She does all natural products, does candles. She's going to come and do a booth there. I have a friend that wrote an awesome marriage book about her journey. It's just so awesome. She's going to be in the New York Times bestseller list. Mark my word. So she's going to be there talking about her products, so you can get in the face of people who you can add their products to your bags. You can add their products to your different things. You can bring them in to come and speak. I'm going to get you in front of different actual venues, because the vision that was given to me for this particular thing, Quench Your Marriage Thirst, was that I want to put you in a venue that you're going to look at this venue and say, I want to have my event here. Tish, let's make it happen. LaCroix Events, let's make it happen here. I'm going to put you in an environment with other events around that same city who can actually put your event in their location. Like, Tish, I want to connect with this one. Let's make it happen. And I'm going to put you in the city that you can see the great things that you can incorporate in your marriage conference or retreat. So I'm all about that. You know what I'm saying? And side note, while I'm here, because I see a lot of my single friends on. Listen, single people, you know, I don't ever forget about y'all, because I was single too. There's a friend of mine, Dr. Ashia Wayne. She has a, what's it called? Waiting for Stratford. She does every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Time, so it's 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Awesome conversation. I tried my best to get on and be a part of that. So definitely check her out on Monday nights. I'm going to try to share her video next Monday. And two, I have a client who will be hosting a singles retreat in the month of October 2018. I'm so excited about that. We're putting some final details, and I'm telling you, when it's ready to go, you should join. Let me see what else. I'm sorry. Let me see. Pastors can contact. Okay, so the question was, pastors can contact you to put this together for them from start to finish. Absolutely. So that's going to be something that we're going to talk about more in detail tomorrow, next Tuesday, as well as at the actual retreat. So if you sign up for the retreat or conference, I should go to the conference, but I'm going to do fun stuff. You know me, I ain't going to be in no classroom. I'm a little hood face with it. I'm not going to be in the classroom teaching you. I'm going to take you in the city and teach you. So I'll drop and officially release the location of where it will be, the city we're going to be in. All of that will be released during the marriage conference in Jacksonville, Florida. So while I'm on location at a marriage conference, sharing what we're doing, I'm going to then release the information for my event. It's going to take place between November of this year, and I encourage everyone who attends that, don't just attend that one, but we're going to do a 4-city tour next year. I want you to attend them all for one very reason, not because I want you to come because, you know, of you just coming to the event. I want you to come to see the cities. I believe that if you don't get in the city, you can't sell a city. That's something I learned in event planning. That's just event planning 101. I can't tell you about Atlanta if I've never gone to Atlanta. I can't tell you about a venue if I've never experienced it. And I think that your way of selling the venue to your participants is if you've experienced it for yourself. So I want to have a place where you as the host can come experience it. We're signing deals. We're putting packages together with you. So we'll have different packages available for you at a special rate because you attended the event with us, that you're able to come and get that. So yes, pastors can contact us from start to finish, or are you just giving tips on how to make it better? I'm doing both, Lorraine. I'm doing both. Let's see. Ilana said, I'm not married, but I think it's great for couples who are dating. That's a host call. You know, I do have clients who do incorporate dating people to their married events, and I have clients who say you have to have a marriage license. So that's not a Tish call, that's a host call. So I can't really speak to that, but I do, again, we have a single events client that is going to do awesome things. I'm really excited about that. Let me see what else got on here. What if churches want to get with you on doing marriage conferences? Like I said before, you can contact us. All of our contact is on social media. I'm actually going to put up a form. I'm going to put it in the comment section at the beginning of the comments as the video plus the playback. So I'm going to make sure I put that in there for you. You can go in and fill out the comment form. You can also go to www.lacroixevents.com and contact us there. You can also go to our Facebook page and contact us. I can't even talk, babe. Contact us there as well. The question was, what is the difference between what? Tell me what that is. What is the difference between what? I don't know what you're asking me. It's about a conference and a retreat. Is that the question? What is the difference between a conference and a retreat? If that's the question, I can answer that right now. Okay, so a conference is real simple. Retreats are more based on activity, they're activity based. So it's more about fun. So you're learning through fun activities. Some people say, look, we're going to go on a women's, I say getaway, but really most retreats are incorporated with activities. You'll find that a lot of people who sell retreats, like real good ones, are going to cost you upwards in $8,000 to $9,000. And I'm going to tell you, and they're doing nonstop activities. That's food, that's venue, that's activities. So a lot of times that's what that is. The problem is that we say it's a retreat and then we're in classes all day, and that's a conference. That's just really what it is. And people use it interchangeably because a lot of times, and also depends on the environment. A lot of times people who do retreats don't do them in a conference room. They'll do stuff like they'll rent out a house. They'll do it like that. They'll rent out a nice, relaxed, laid-back kind of environment, and they'll do them like that. So that's the difference. If that's the question I'm answering. So it really is a difference. And I think sometimes retreat means relax in the event planning world. It's not, I'm in classes like that. So hope that answers the question. Did I get them all? I'm trying to make sure I read all the comments. Thank you guys for participating. I don't take for granted your time. It won't go all the way up. Oh, yes, it will. Oh, there it go. I don't know. I can't get to the time. So if I didn't answer your question, I'll make sure that I do that offline when I go back through the comments. I'm gonna leave the video up. You can share it. Thank you all for joining us tonight. Next week, same time, same place. I don't know if I'm gonna keep these going. I think it's kind of like just talking with you sometimes. You're really cool like that, honey. I just want to say this too real quick, and this is really to the host or people say, look, or even those who say, look, I need my pastor, I need my mentor, I need my crew, my group, whatever that is, my counselor, whatever, okay, to do this. I definitely want you to share it with them, to come and kind of get some information about how they can make it happen for you. But I'm gonna say this, for a long, this is being very honest, I wanted to quit doing them. I really did. I told my crew, my team, I was like, I'm good with this. This is too much. But I'm gonna tell you what keeps me coming back, what keeps me wanting to do more, is that the married people who come, let me tell you what they do. They be like, Tish, yo, I don't even know what to say to you. The people who tell me that they came to an event and they were like, I was really going to divorce my husband, like straight up, and came, and this really helped me get the tools I needed to do better. The people that said I needed a break, I needed to get away. Those are the people that I ride hard for, because I understand what that feels like to not get a break and get away. I understand what that feels like to say, look, I'm ready to walk out. I had enough of this, and so those are the people say, look, I've had a great time, I'm ready for the next one. Those are the people I ride for. So I can't, this is a part of me, and I got to keep doing it. It's what God has given me as part of my assignment, and I can't give up on people, because I understand there are people who need it, people who are not getting touched by it. And if you haven't attended a marriage conference, a marriage retreat, or whatever, you need to find you one, get one. If you need to call our office and we need to find you one, we're going to get you one that's really, really going to impact your life and change it for the better. For everybody who's going to Jacksonville, this is my hood fingers, look, hey. For everybody who's going to Jacksonville next week, I'm so excited that their theme is naked and not ashamed, child. Oh my gosh. It's gonna be, we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. I'm excited. You excited? I think I'm excited to come out. We've been in here working and grinding and doing some things and everything, preparing for this event. And so I'm really excited about it. I'm really excited to launch the Quench Your Marriage Thirst at that event, which is going to be even greater. And you get to hear some live testimonies of people who have come to marriage conferences, of people who've hosted marriage conferences. So we'll be posting those videos, and so you'll be able to see why you should come and why you should be a part. Anything else, babe? I think we did good. I'm about to shut it down. Everybody good? All hearts and minds are clear. You good? Does anything want to add before we log off, before we sign off?
This is awesome.
Okay, so we're going to do it again, because he said we could do it again. He won't join us. So anyway, y'all have an awesome night, an awesome evening. I hope that this got your wheels turning, comments, questions, concerns. Again, if it's something that, look, this is a topic that I need, this is a topic that I want to talk about, I have anonymous service, and they're really, really anonymous. Like, no one, I don't even know who they came from. I just see the stuff, the information come through, and me and my team process the information. And be honest on the service. And I say that because we give this information I'm gathering for my first event at the end of the year, and I'm going to share these statistics because I think they need to know how they can incorporate their theme So I think every conference should have a theme, incorporate their theme, and still meet the needs of the people, because the people are hungry, people are thirsty. I hope you have an awesome night, a peaceful evening. Anything else you got, babe? I'm gonna sign off. Peace up, A-Town down.
Good night.
Talk with y'all later.